One of the well-known factors for growing your Instagram is good engagement. The only question is, how do you actually get that engagement? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be going through a few different ways that I am personally building engagement on my own Instagram account this year, and hopefully some of these points will help you out. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name's Kaylee, and I'm a beauty and fashion photographer based near Sydney, Australia. But I'm also a content creator, and I started this channel a number of years ago now to talk about all things social media, freelancing, business, and content creation. As I previously mentioned, we are going to be going through some of the things that I'm doing this year in 2024 to help build engagement on my Instagram account. It is something in particular that I found out while posting every day for 6 months last year that was really important to growing my Instagram account, and so this is something that I wanted to have a focus on this year. So we're going to get straight into the things that I'm doing, and let's get started. So I think one of the number one ways to build your engagement on your own Instagram account is to reply to all of your comments. This is something that I'm doing this year, but to be honest, this is something I've been doing pretty much my entire career as a content creator. So basically all the way back when I started my YouTube channel back in 2014, I believe it was, I have been trying to reply to most of the comments I receive. Of course, there's always going to be some, and especially as that channel has gotten bigger over the years, it's been more difficult to reply to every comment. But while you are still a small creator in particular, while you still have enough time and enough resources to actually reply to people's comments and reply to a good amount of them or all of them if possible, I would highly recommend you do this. This helps to build engagement on Instagram, but not only that, you actually have an opportunity to connect with the people who are already commenting on your work. So this is why it's so important to reply to your comments, and don't disregard this as being something that's not important or something that you're happy to skip over. I think this is really one of the main points. If you are a small creator, make sure you reply to all of your comments if possible. It really is a no-brainer option and will hopefully improve that little bit of engagement that you're already getting and really just help the algorithm push your content out to more like-minded people. Speaking of like-minded people, the next thing that I'm making sure that I do this year is actually following other like-minded people or people within my niche, and usually people that have a slightly smaller following or a similar following to myself. I am following them and I am also engaging with them on their content. I think this is a really important missing factor from engagement in general on social media these days. I've said it before in several videos, social media wants you to be social. That is the whole point of social media. So to sit back a lot of the time and expect people to comment on your work or to like your work, to follow you, but then for you to not do that to other people or to engage with other people, I think it's a very one-sided kind of engagement that some content creators are after. And I think it's important to remember that, like I said, social media wants you to be social, and you really have to take advantage of that fact. And it's a really important thing to start engaging with people that could potentially be part of your own community one day. Following other people that are in the same niche as you or like-minded is a really good way to help build your engagement, because you already have something in common with these people. And whether it's travel content creation like myself, I personally have a travel content creation Instagram, and I tend to follow a lot of people in that niche or in the hiking niche or anything kind of related to the outdoors. So basically, I already have things in common with these other people, so it's really easy to engage with them, and it's easy for me to engage on their work as well because I'm interested to see what they're posting. Quite often you'll find if you start following these people that are in similar niches to you, they may actually follow you back, and this has happened to me many times. In fact, I'd say it happens more than 50% of the time. If I do go and follow someone that has a similar following size to me that's in a similar niche, they will at least around 50% of the time follow me back, which is a good feeling because you can kind of have that reciprocation with engagement and actually start building that community that you want. The next thing I'll be doing in 2024 to help build engagement on my own Instagram account is to create content with the purpose of starting a conversation. So what I mean by this is really thinking about some of the content that you're putting out there and think about how you can make it more eye-catching to people, or potentially by using a hook, by using something that is relatable to try and draw people into your content. So for example, with Reels, I try to do this a lot, and I try to start conversations around that kind of content. For example, I've done a few Reels lately where I have done an introduction reel. So I really did this to introduce myself to the travel community and the hiking community and really tell others a little bit more about myself and really try and relate to other people in this particular reel. I did this reel with the sole purpose of creating engagement, of getting other people who are in the same niche to comment on this particular reel, and so I could engage with them and follow them as well. I've also created some savable content with posts and reels that I feel create a conversation. So for example, doing a reel that might be the top things to do in a certain place or something like that can kind of create a little bit of conversation around that. Maybe people have questions about exactly where I've been as a travel content creator or where I've visited in this particular place or location. So I do think that savable content really has its place here too with engagement. I do find that people are more likely to come back to your content if you create really valuable and savable content. Like I also mentioned, using a good hook is a really good way to help draw people in and to actually start that conversation. So maybe by putting something out there that might be considered a little bit controversial, or maybe just a really relatable quote to help garner that little bit more engagement. Some of these things can really work wonders for engagement overall, and they're definitely something that shouldn't be disregarded. The next thing I'll be doing in 2024 is trying to stay consistent. Now, I felt like I was pretty good last year. I was pretty consistent overall. I have been a little bit up and down in the last couple of weeks with my content, but I am trying to create a little bit more consistency. Even just posting a couple of reels a week at minimum is enough to make me feel like I'm on the right track. I think consistency is really important when it comes to engagement because it kind of makes you reliable in the sense that people know you're going to be around in the next few weeks, you're still going to be posting, you are pretty consistent. And I think people a lot of the time on social media like to see that bit of reliability, not maybe someone who's going to disappear for 4 months and then start posting again, which I know we've all done, and it's very, very easy to do that and to not even realize that we haven't posted in a few months. Sometimes things happen in life and that's just how it is. But I do think making a really conscious effort to stay consistent, or as consistent as possible with posting, will really help you develop a little bit more consistent engagement as well, and an audience that really loves to come back and engage with your work regularly. And then the final factor that I'm going to be trying to implement this year is actually by using a mix of content on Instagram. So using stories, reels, and posts. I think this is a really good idea for engagement because you might not know it, but there are a lot of people who like to engage in different ways. Some people don't watch a lot of reels on Instagram, and then there's others that only watch reels on Instagram. So I think it's good to be across a few different formats of content on Instagram at the moment because at least you're kind of covering all bases. Like I said, some people don't always want to engage through reels because they may not watch them very often. So maybe doing a post every now and then, or maybe keeping up to date with your stories really regularly. A lot of people love to watch stories and they may not even care that much about posts or reels. So it's really good to be across that so you can really get engagement from different kinds of people, and I guess getting engagement across different forms of your content. And again, all of this is really just going to help the Instagram algorithm push out your content to more people, so you will hopefully in turn get more engagement. I really hope you enjoyed this video today. Let me know in the comments section below what you're doing this year to help with your engagement on your own Instagram account. And let me know in the comments as well if you've got any questions surrounding this and surrounding engagement, because I know that it all can be a little bit confusing at times, but I'd definitely be happy to answer any questions about it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do, because I'll be posting a lot more videos like this one. But thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.